Okay, I'm gonna let people in.
Okay.
That's it.
Hello.
Hello, Nicole. How are you?
Hi, Peter. How are you?
I'm good.
Hello.
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 Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
We're doing
Hello.
fine, thank you. What about
Hello,
you?
everybody. Good to see you here.
Dirty, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good, good.
Hey, Daniela, good to see you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, Daniela. How are you? Hello, Leila. Hello,
How are you?
Darius.
Hi,
I'm good.
everybody.
So,
Welcome.
can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect,
All right,
perfect. Thank you.
I
Okay. So,
love that you guys have a full setup.
yeah.
Why do we need
It's
to be-
it's our it's thanks to our beloved university, South Mediterranean University, by the way.
Yes.
we need to make things big and great.
Yeah.
It's convenient your dean's on the phone while you're talking so nicely about your school. Just kidding.
We're proud to have you here, and I hope we are all doing good.
Perfect. So we're about 4 minutes till official start time of the slot, and we're missing a couple judges, so we'll give them a couple minutes. So if you need to do anything in terms of setup last minute, now's the time.
We're ready and we're waiting for you.
Just to see if we can share a screen, so to share a presentation. So
Yes.
okay, that's allowed. Okay, perfect.
Hello, Darius.
Hello.
Hi, Naredi.
Hi, how you doing?
Very well, thanks. Nice to see you.
Same here.
So judges, Maddie mentioned that you should all have your rubrics. If you don't, Daniela has them handy. So just let her know and she can pop the link to the document in the chat directly to you. If you need them. All right. So we're still missing Jan, Nancy.
I'm here. Juliet's here.
Oh, Julianne's here.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so I think we're just missing Nancy and Roberta. Okay, so Team FundMate, just really quick, some reminders. Daniela will be keeping time. So she'll give you a 5-minute warning and a 2-minute warning. Is that okay with you?
So this is for 10 minutes or 15?
10 minutes. You'll have 10 minutes to present and then 15 minutes for the judges to pose questions to you.
Okay, just to know, are we going to be cut off if we surpass 10 minutes or?
No, but we'll note that you.
Yeah, we'll probably be on.
Yes.
Normally.
Good.
Okay,
Great.
okay.
All right. Let's have a host here, Lola. We'll give it one more minute, but we'll start right on time just so we have enough time to do both.
Sure.
There's a slot right after this for another team as well. So Daniela, to give them the 5-minute and the 2-minute warning, you were going to put it in the chat, but it looks like they might be far. Are you able to see the chat? No.
No.
Okay. Would you rather Daniela just kind of turn her camera on during 5 minutes and do like a 5 or like a 2?
Yeah. I can definitely do that.
Okay.
Great. So that's what we'll do. Okay. Well, I think it's recording, so we can always share with the judges later who aren't able to join. So I would start by introducing yourself, and then we'll start time right when you start talking.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
So, during this competition, we discovered many great ideas. But imagine if all of these ideas were brought to life. Sorry, that's just technical issues. Okay, just try it now. I'm sorry for the technical issues, by the way. Okay, let's start again. During this competition, we discovered many great ideas. But imagine if all these ideas were brought to life. If only there was a solution to provide all of these project holders with the necessary amount of funding to become one step closer to launch their business and contribute to the growth of Africa. Well, that's where FundMate comes to action. My name is Yusuf Shbir.
I am Yasin Zaroueli.
I'm Enis Kinini,
We represent the South Mediterranean University.
and we are FundMate.
As 3 proud Africans living in Tunisia, we strive to encourage entrepreneurship in Africa and unlock its vast potential of innovation. But before that, we need to solve a big problem. A major problem in Africa is the limited access to formal financing services due to their excessive restrictions. While 60% of people have access to formal financing in high-income countries, this number is limited to less than 10% in Africa. Plus, with a financing demand of $400 billion from African micro, small, and medium enterprises, the offering is estimated at only 17% of the demand, leaving a staggering financing gap of $330 billion. So this highlights a need for an alternative to formal financing services, which can be seen in crowdfunding. So Enis, tell me, what is crowdfunding?
So, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding serves as a community solution that allows members to financially contribute to their peers via the internet through 3 methods. We have, first of all, donation, which are non-repayable contributions. We have also equity investment, where investor can exchange money against ownership in the company. And finally, we have private loans, which are repayable with interest contributions. So, Tunisian companies do use foreign crowdfunding platform to raise capital. However, this ecosystem has been hindered by local regulation about private foreign investment and international payment policies. But in 2023, the Tunisian government has taken positive steps to recognize community fundraising as a viable financial and social movement. As in March 2023, the Tunisian government has implemented the necessary rules and laws that allows crowdfunding companies to operate in Tunisia.
So now let's talk about the competitor analysis. Unfortunately, in Tunisia, crowdfunding is still not developed enough due to lack of information and financial education. The one direct competitor in Tunisia is Flyes, which only provides donation-based crowdfunding. However, it is important to highlight the existence of indirect competitors, such as banks, venture capital companies, and business angels, who finance innovative startups, though imposing high interest rates and restrictions. In Africa, however, the industry already exists and knows a great expansions for years now, with companies like Thunder Fund providing donation-based crowdfunding, FundKeys providing peer-to-peer lending services, and Easy Equities that offers equity financing. In terms of financial performances, these African platforms average returns of 10%. Some of them offer interesting features like buyback guarantees or financial advising, but most of them are hampered by poor aspects, including narrow panel investments, high fees, and a poor customer service. Yet, none offer a complete package of the 3 crowdfunding services. Well, FundMate's mission is to increase competition, instill greater awareness of crowdfunding and its adoption, as well as inspire greater innovation benefiting African society and economy as a whole.
In this type of industry, customers can be segmented into 3 types of characters: borrowers, donators, and investors. Having conducted surveys online targeting Africans on Facebook, we've been able to identify characteristics of these customers to shape our platform in function of their behavior, motivations, and expectations. First of all, donators are generous and socially active. They are motivated by high in social impact and positive affirmation, and expect sustainable and trustworthy projects. Next, investors are visionaries. They are motivated by high and safe profit and expect efficient risk assessment analysis and flexible investment options. And finally, borrowers are ambitious and innovative entrepreneurs. They are motivated by the success of their project and expect equal and simple accessibility to funding. So now, having understood the industry of crowdfunding in Africa, let's talk about how we contribute to this industry through our project, FundMate.
So, as you may have understood by now, FundMate is a crowdfunding platform unlike others. Indeed, it offers a complete package of the 3 crowdfunding services. So, its goal is to foster the growth of innovative projects, provide equal access to funding, and offer a diverse and secure project panel for both borrowers and investors. Now, let my colleague Shbil present to you the prototype of our platform.
So as Yassine said, this is the prototype that we developed. So as you can see, this is a marketplace where investors and donators can go through projects uploaded by borrowers to choose which ones to fund. Each project is illustrated with an overview of the project details and the fundraising campaign goals. And each box, when pressed on, leads to a detailed overview of the financial state, including a risk assessment analysis generated by our algorithms. For our borrowers, we provide a step-by-step process in which they'll be including information on their business details and their team. And before uploading the business plan will need to go through our due diligence system, which will also be automated because we want objectivity. And for simplicity, we've created a financial education companion that will help users along the way if they ever need help. So this is also the investor profile that we've included. This will portray information about the investors because we're aiming to create an investor network, which will encourage financial discussions and collaboration. And each investor will have their own investor portfolio, which will analyze their investments in terms of their goals, preferences, and their financial situation.
So in the future, we plan to add a secondary market where investors can buy rebound shares and debt. We will also optimize our financial education platforms through trainings and workshops. And finally, we will integrate cryptocurrencies as well as AR or VR features. So now let's talk about the market strategy.
We'll be initially targeting users from Tunisia who have access to the internet and to banking accounts before expanding our market to the whole African continent. So we expect that establishing ourselves in a restricted financial ecosystem like Tunisia will facilitate our expenditure to African countries who are more open to this type of industry.
So our estimated market, based on our calculation, we anticipate securing $1.63 million, which represent approximately 0.03% of the market, which assuming an average investment ticket size of $300, we can estimate that our user base will be around 5,000 or 5,500 users.
So now let's talk about promotion. FundMate will require a thorough promotion strategy to successfully advertise our platform. So to create customer relationship, we will use targeted advertising on social media. To expand our popularity over the territory, we will contact regional media outlets such as radio stations or newspapers. Finally, we hope to partner with businesses and organizations that cater to our target market. Now, let's talk about place and distribution. Well, since our platform is a web app, distribution will be online and it will be accessible on any device. Moreover, it is important to note that our platform needs to be intuitive and user-friendly. To reach customers who might not have access to the internet or might not feel comfortable with digital transactions, we will arrange offline events such as workshops or seminars. Finally, since our platform's goal is to unite and connect people from different regions, we will make sure that our platform is available in multiple languages.
So now let's talk about our operational expenses. Our estimated budget for covering server, accounting, and cybersecurity expenses will be around $19,000 a year. However, to ensure compliance with all local regulation, we'll need to allocate an additional $12,000 for legal expertise. So to cover these expenses, we'll charge a fee of 2 or 3% on each transaction based on its amount. Additionally, we'll offer a premium services where investor can benefit from our team's advice on optimizing their investment. All this will generate a total income of $86,000 for the first 2 years, and we hope that this revenue will increase exponentially in the next few years.
So here is our timeline. By June 2023, we should have completed our compliance checks. We hope that by September 2023, we will launch our beta version. And 2 months later, in November, we will launch our food version. Finally, we expect to expand our operations to at least half Africa by 2027.
So let's finalize the project with talking about the SDGs and how FundMate contributes to them. So by creating more job opportunities, FundMate contributes to decent work and economic growth. By fostering the growth of innovative projects, FundMate promotes industry innovation and infrastructure. And finally, by providing equal and simple accessibility to funding, FundMate reduces inequality for all Africans. So if you too want to help Africa grow and become the innovative powerhouse it was always meant to be, join us in FundMate
and we really want to thank you for your time. We are really proud to be standing in front of you today, and we are looking forward to answer to your questions. Thank you.
Wonderful. I wish we had the clapping sound. Thank you, Team FundMate. So judges, now is the time for the Q&A. There's 15 minutes for you guys to pose questions and for them to give you live answers. If you can just raise your hand, just like Darius just did when you have a question, and that's how we'll organize it. So Darius, please start us off.
Thanks, Team FundMate. Thank you very much. Great presentation. I'm curious about how you would, you mentioned you'll have an algorithm that automates due diligence. I'm curious how that actually works for startups that don't really have meaningful financials. And I was thinking about Kiva, which has been doing micro-lending, crowdsourced micro-lending for many years. They work through local partners, so microfinance institutions who are closer to the actual projects and are in a better position to do due diligence. So could you say a little bit more about how you're going to do this?
All right, so we've basically grouped a set of information that is needed for business plans to be pretty much eligible for funding. These are information that Enis will talk about right now.
Okay, so we have to take in consideration few information, which are economic indicators like ROI, or something like this, where we took multiple factors as expertise, as experience, as trainings, as the diploma, to develop an algorithm, to do the due diligence, that total objective due diligence as two engineers in the group.
Yeah.
So we hope to develop this algorithm with our own.
Now, of course, we know that we're still engineering students, so we also expect to have help from other experts, which we've contacted. Well, basically contacted. We've prepared some contacts, and we haven't contacted them yet. But we know that they'll help us in providing the optimal due diligence system to accept these projects. I hope that responded to your question.
Thank you.
Deanne, please.
Great, thank you. Excellent job, gentlemen. 2 questions. The first is a practical one. Which languages will you be launching?
Well, as we mentioned, because we need to target at least a very huge population of Africa. So first, we already thought about launching it in English and French, as through our study. As through our study, it is the most spoken languages within most of Africa. But if we're going to see that some countries need some other languages, we'll make sure to implement them as soon as possible in order to make everyone able to use our app.
Okay, thank you. Second question is, you are planning to expand to all of Africa, which is 53 countries. Have you given any thought to which markets could potentially be the most relevant? And in that, I'm thinking particularly the other Northern African countries. And if so, why would you consider doing Arabic as one of your languages?
Yeah, so we said initially that we're targeting users from Tunisia. So, and that's really basically we have to provide the Arabic language from the start. So it'll be easier to expand our market from the North African continent, from the North African part of the continent, before we expand it to the Sub-Saharan and South African, because that's pretty much obvious. But then when we're planning on expanding them to the other African countries, I'm sorry.
each country has a different regulation in Africa.
Yeah.
So each part of Africa need a deep study on it on each country. So we think that it's a subject that it's very interesting for us, and we will try to study it more in the next few months.
And if Yassine has to add anything else?
No, it's okay, great.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Peter?
Okay, thanks a lot for a great presentation. I'm just going to ask one question. Because it's going to be across Africa, there are issues with foreign exchange risk. So what currency are you going to be lending to those people that you are doing the crowdfunding to? What currency are you going to be operating on? Thank you.
Well, we've already talked about this. We have, for now, two propositions that we're going to use. Either we're going to use the hard currencies, that's the euros or dollars, because it will facilitate the logistics. Or if not doing so, we will have to make agreements with the central banks from each country in which we are operating to have a contract and agreement with them to make sure that we can allow the exchange of money between the countries without any concern.
And here we have also many ideas for the future, as implementing a platform token, which can ease all the transactions. Where with your currency, you can buy the platform with the platform coin, and then you can give the platform coin to the company, which will sell it to us, and then we'll give them the money in their currency.
Yes, that's the third thought.
But this is for future implementations.
Thanks. Thank you, Peter. Anil, please.
So we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Uh-oh.
That better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, sorry. So Anil from France, thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting. Maybe one question is, one of the key assets of this type of platform is to create trust around the different users and the investors. Can you elaborate a little bit on this? How do you create trust on your platform?
Yes.
Well,
sorry.
Okay, well, it's mainly through our promotion strategy as well as the legal restrictions that we'll put in. But in terms of promotion, what we will also do is, for example, share the success stories of borrowers and investors that participated in our FundMate platform through our social media. We will also make sure that everyone feels safe through our legal restrictions that we put in place.
Besides that, we've talked about conducting surveys online. So we've already started building the trust with our potential users, hopefully. And we've evaluated the characteristics of these borrowers, or the borrowers, donators, and investors. And each one has their own expectations and motivations. So as we said, for investors, they expect efficient risk assessment analysis. So to earn their trust, we've provided risk assessment algorithms which will be efficient. For borrowers, they expect equal and simple accessibility to funding, and we've provided that with our generated automated algorithms, which will provide also objectivity. And also the last thing is that we'll make sure to make all of our information transparent, so each and every person knows what is the platform, and basically they will trust us, hopefully.
And I also want to add that Tunisia have one of the hardest regulation in these sectors. So if we succeed to build this company in Tunisia, this is an ensuring that we are a solid company when we want to expand it to countries that are more open to innovation and this type of companies. I hope this was good.
Thank you. Nariti?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Nicole. Team FundMate, well done. Really impressed with your presentation. I have two questions briefly. Now in Tunisia, there's a strict governmental control and interference. One, how do you hope to deal with that? Secondly, I would like to know more about your risk management guidelines, considering the fact that a lot of your clients are going to come from online customers. how do you intend to deal with the risk associated with that?
So,
Thank you.
sorry. So how will we manage our risk? So we are only the intermediary between the investor and the company. So we don't hold any money. So we don't have a tough risk management, and we are still studying the subject to have a more elaborated answer. And you told that you have a second question.
The first question. Can you repeat the first question?
Can you repeat the first question? Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was the strict governmental control that the attempts in Tunisia. How do you intend to deal with that?
Oh,
Because that cannot be, underestimated when it comes to governmental policies and issues.
Yes. So as I told you that we will be only the intermediary, that we don't have a huge work to do as a risk management, and we will do many cybersecurity, accounting, and accounting expertise and legal expertise. So
Also, we'll also be hiring a legal team, which will be composed of legal experts to overcome the legal regulations in Tunisia. And so that's what we're planning on to do. First, as Yassine said, the first thing is in the timeline is doing the compliance checks. So that will be done after we hire our legal team.
yes.
Okay, I now saw the cost that you have on your servers at $7,000 or thereabout. Is there any reason why you're not using the cloud instead of servers?
Yes, because, well, really servers are more, how do I say it?
Elaborated.
No, but holding our services will be more secure for our customers.
Yeah.
No banks use cloud, as I know. No banks use external cloud due to security concerns.
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nariti. And Julianne, please.
Great job, guys. Really appreciate the work that you put into this. A lot of the question that I had, Anil already asked, but so I'm going to ask a little different question. As you guys are looking at the next 6 months, what do you feel are going to be your biggest risks in putting this together? Like, what are your biggest hurdles and challenges in moving forward?
Well, I think first, since it's very innovative, especially in Tunisia, we will need to gain trust of our clients. So this is a huge deal that we need to take into account. So we need to really improve and do a very serious promotional strategy, because we need to gain the trust of some customers who are not used to this type of industries. And second of all, the risk that you're obviously facing is the risk with the law. But fortunately, we transmitted this risk to legal professionals who might know, who obviously know how to deal with it better than us. Because again, it's a new industry in Tunisia. I'll let my French people tell you more.
Yeah. So besides earning the trust of our potential users, we also found that a big problem in Tunisia is that not a lot of people know about crowdfunding and the crowdfunding industry. So we will also be focusing on educating our potential users about the industry and how they will potentially be using it and how they potentially be doing transactions on this platform. And as Yassine said, we'll be organizing offline events for people who aren't comfortable with those types of things.
Yes.
So I think that you hit on something right there at the end. So just doing promotions is one thing, like gaining awareness, but how, like, trust is developed through relationships. So do you have any key relationship partners there that you're going to focus on continuing to develop?
Yes, so we have some names. First of all, the BCT director, Mahdi Bukhari. So we're going to talk to him first, because he's the one who's more responsible of this crowdfunding boom in Tunisia. And also, oh, sorry.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, trust is often developed through relationships, not necessarily promotions and awareness. So what kind of relationships do you have, key people on the ground there that you're going to be working with?
Yeah, for sure, we are searching for institutional partnerships, which will help us to gain trust. And also we have a program in our central bank, Tunisian Central Bank, which is FinTech Sandbox, which help fintech companies or startups to create this new sector, for example, the new sector of the futures. This is one of these sectors, so we can work hand on hand with them to create this new regulation, this new law, this new sector, a whole new innovation.
And it's also important to know that trust is earned from practice too. So we aren't expecting to earn the full trust of our potential users before we launch our program or our platform, but trust will come efficiently after we launch it and after people start using it.
And we make our proofs. Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It looks like there's no more questions. Oh, yes, please, Hassan.
Yeah, thank you so much. A great presentation, you guys. And of course, many of these questions have been addressed by colleagues here. Just one of the things that I know that you refer to the compliance and the legal part of this, but it is key for you to run the business, to actually start. So how far are you in doing that? If you just remind me, please. And also any other risks, any other potential risks you have identified. Maybe it is the website to be able to accommodate the crowdfunding or anything else. So the technology and the compliance, if you could elaborate a little bit on that.
Okay, we'll try. So for the compliance, we're actively working on it because this law is relatively new, as I said in the presentation. In March 2023, so the last month, this crowdfunding companies providing crowdfunding services are finally permitted to operate in Tunisia. So it's relatively new. So we are still studying the law and the regulations. And about the technology, we are still developing the algorithms. We need also help from legal team and financial expert to make it more realistic and to be adequate to the market.
So there's also a first national conference being held on May 2023. So that will be held on the crowdfunding industry. It's the first time anyone in Tunisia has ever done that, and it will be directed by, as I said, Mahdi Bukhari, the director of BCT. So it'll be something that will be really serious in Tunisia, and that will hopefully basically facilitate our integration to the market. So that will be on May, and hopefully we'll be doing the compliance checks on June when everybody is informed about this booming industry.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So we have 3 minutes left. Do any of the judges have any sort of small pieces of advice or things to focus on moving forward? Any last words?
Yes, it will be welcome.
I would just like to say one thing. So much of this hinges on the quality of your algorithm for automated due diligence. And the only way to make sure your algorithm is any good is to test it on prior year data. So finding, using your model business plan, finding someone who had a business plan like that 4 years ago, seeing what the algorithm tells you about it, and then seeing how that startup actually did. I mean, I don't know any other way to test the algorithm. So, since trust is key here, your ability to conduct due diligence is going to be absolutely crucial to the success of this platform.
Yeah, you might want to take a look. I think Pepperdine University has a.
Sorry, but I think you have a technical issue.
We can't hear you.
Can
you hear me now?
Yeah, just can you make the voice higher a little bit?
Yes, I can certainly try. You might want to check with Pepperdine University. I think that they have a. Can you hear me still or no?
Yeah.
Okay. They've been working for the past couple of years. I can't remember exactly the name of the project, but they have an algorithm for startups to do some due diligence. So might want to check out that. I'll try to look for it and pass it along to you guys.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Can you please repeat the name of the university? Because
Pepperdine.
Pepperdine. Okay, great.
Okay,
Yes.
Pepperdine.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We are out of time, and there's a team that's presenting next, so the judges have to move on to the next Zoom room. Congratulations, Team FundMate. Thank you. You did wonderful, and congratulations on completing the entire competition. And making the finals.
As we said, thank you for offering us the platform to share our project, and thank you for your time, every one of the judges, and you, Maddie.
And we are proud to be here in front of you today.
Yes,
thank you.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Well done. Well done. See you. Bye.
Have a great one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.